Have you been working on your brain health / mental health for a little while now, and you're in this place where you're like questioning everything? You're questioning who you are as a person. You're questioning your friendships. You're questioning what you're doing for a living. You're questioning your entire childhood, your family, your current relationships, your hobbies, your relationship with God. Like literally every single thing in your life, you are questioning it. Do you feel like you're in that phase? I work with so many women, and when we start working together, really quickly and really fast, they enter this phase of just like, what is my life? What is everything around me? Who am I? And they question their entire life. And it's kind of a distressing phase to be in. It is. It's distressing. It's sad. It's frustrating. You feel lonelier than ever. Do you feel that? Do you feel kind of lonely as you start to work on your brain health, mental health, and because you might start to feel like you're just not resonating with the people around you? If you feel this way, I am so happy that you are watching this video, because I don't think a lot of us, really talk about actually being in the trenches of doing the work on your brain health and what just going through this work actually feels like, because it's not easy. So I want you to be so proud of yourself that you're here, you're watching this, you're resonating with this phase that you are in. If you're new to this channel, my name is Dr. Bisley Natalie. I'm a cognitive behavioral therapy certified naturopathic doctor, and I teach women how to elevate their self-worth by helping them heal their brain health. So first of all, I just want to take a moment to just normalize how you are feeling. Every single person, even me, anytime I try to take myself to the next level, I go through this phase. We all do. And I'm gonna teach you and tell you really why you're experiencing this and kind of what do you do about this, because it can really inhibit and impact your ability to want to continue doing the work on yourself. And you might have these thoughts, right? Like you might have had these thoughts of just like, I've been doing all this work and I just feel even more frustrated, even more lost, even more confused. It was just better if I hadn't done the work in the first place. But here's the thing, girl, that is not true, okay? There's a reason you started doing this work on yourself. There were a series of situations and circumstances that ultimately got you to the point where you were just like, I can't keep going like this anymore. I need to change, because the circumstances, the people that I'm attracted into my life just aren't healthy for me anymore. So remember that. You did the work initially because you got to a place where you were like, I can't take this anymore. And I think that's an amazing, beautiful place to be at, because when you're at that place where you're like, I just can't take this anymore, that is a powerful place where you actually change and you take the right action steps to change. So if you're having some of these thoughts of just like, oh, why did I even do this work in the first place? Remember, you're doing this work for a reason, because you refuse to put up with those same people, those same circumstances, and those same situations that made you feel stuck, that made you feel not so good for so many years of your life. So keep that in mind when you feel like you're in this phase. The other piece too that's also really important, and again, no one talks about this until you actually go through the trenches and go through this like inner war with yourself to actually change. You really don't understand how difficult it can be to continue to move forward when you get to this place where you're just constantly questioning everything. And a lot of us think that when we start to work on our brain health and mental health, we are immediately going to just like break through and reach this place where we just feel good about ourselves, where everything feels all right, where we're attracting the best people and things in our life. But here's the thing, you don't go from where you are now to this place of just feeling incredible and amazing. There's the in-between. And this is the in-between that a lot of people don't talk about. The in-between is confusing. The in-between makes you feel lost. The in-between feels lonely. It really, really does. And you know why all of this happens is because to get from where you are now to where you actually want to be. This place of feeling good, this place of attracting amazing opportunities, this place of just, going for your goals without fear, this place of attracting beautiful relationships and people into your life. You cannot be the same person that you are today. You cannot be the same woman that you are today. The same woman that you are today is going to keep you in the same circumstances that you are at now. The woman that you want to be, that you aspire to be, she is a completely different woman. And girl, don't get me wrong, I'm not, saying this to like shame you or invalidate where you are or tell you that, you're not great where you're at. Not at all. I'm just telling you the reality. The reality is that the woman that you are today is not the woman that you aspire to be. There's a reason you're at this channel. There's a reason you're doing all of this work, because you had the vision of the woman that you want to be and you aspire to be, and you are not her today. Your identity that you are today does not match the identity of the woman that you want to be. And it doesn't mean that you won't get there. And the in-between is all about taking those action steps and doing the work so that you can form this identity of the woman that you want to be. But here's the thing. When you start to take the action steps to break apart the identity of the woman you are today, because you're just like, and I hope you say this, I hope you say, I love me, but this me ain't the me that I want to continue being, right? You can still do this with a healthy amount of self-love, but essentially the identity of the woman you are today needs to be completely broken apart in order for you to formulate the identity and become the woman that you aspire to be. And this is why you feel so lost, you feel so confused, you feel really lonely when you start doing the work on your brain health and on your mental health, because you completely are breaking apart the identity of the woman that you thought you were, to then take the steps to form the identity of the woman that you want to be. And when we break apart the identities we're used to, we're gonna feel lost. We're gonna feel alone. And more importantly, we are going to question every single thing around us. And this is why you're in a place where you're just like, I'm questioning everything, I'm lost, I'm confused. I don't even think I'd like to spend, half the time with the people I'm spending time with. I'm questioning my relationships, like every single thing in your life you question. And it's normal. It is a beautiful sign of growth. When you finally start to question the current standards that you've set for yourself, you are then setting up new standards in place. Because as I mentioned before, the woman that you want to be and aspire to be, she has incredible standards. She has incredible standards about the foods she puts into her body, about how she takes care of her body. She has incredible standards of the people she surrounds herself with. She has incredible standards of the action steps that she takes to live out her dream life. And those standards currently don't match where you are today. Again, not a good or bad thing. It's an awareness thing, right? I'm just calling it out and saying it out as it is. And so when you start to notice the standards that you set for yourself today, you're not going to be happy with it. No way. Because you know you deserve better standards. You know that the woman you want to be has greater and bigger standards. And so the woman you are today, the identity of the woman that you are embodying today, has to completely break apart, has to completely fall apart. You literally have to take like a sledgehammer and go boom, boom, boom to that identity. And when we break apart identities, right, it's like you're just splitting yourself in half and opening yourself open to fully see what's there, to fully see if what's there is actually going to help you get to the woman you want to be. You question it all. And it's only through the questioning and becoming aware of the standards that we've set for ourselves today can we truly embody and step into the woman that we were always meant to be. I know this time is so scary. I know that this time feels so confusing. You might feel really, really lost. You might feel like you don't resonate with anybody around you. You might feel like you hate your job. You might feel like you hate where you're staying. All of this is so normal, so normal. There is nothing wrong with you. The life that you've created is a result of your past circumstances, is a result of the woman that you are now and the standards that you had set for yourself your whole life. And the reason that you're doing this work, again, reminder, is because you want to set higher standards. You want to set better standards. And so that means you have to question everything. You have to become aware, because only through that awareness can we see what is working and what isn't working. And then we make the change on the stuff that isn't working. And that's why the best thing that you can do for yourself right now in this time where you feel lost, where you feel confused and alone, is to see this as a beautiful sign and a sign of growth. This means you're growing, it means you're changing, and it means you're setting higher standards for yourself. And more importantly, literally use this time to sit down and reflect and see, okay, I'm questioning my career. What parts of my career are working? What isn't working? What is my long-term goal? Okay, I'm questioning my relationships. What about my relationships am I questioning? What is working in my relationships? What isn't working in my relationships? So let those questions arise. Let them come in. Don't push them down. There's a reason you're questioning everything. And the more that you don't step into this period and you deny it because it feels uncomfortable, and that's a big thing here, right? Let's talk about how uncomfortable this feels. It is uncomfortable AF. It is so uncomfortable to be in this period where you're not fully your old self anymore, but you're not fully that woman that you really aspire to be. And it's like the in-between. It is such an uncomfortable period, right? And depending on where you are in this like timeline, right? You might not feel like you're close to anything. You might just feel like, and I've literally felt like this when I first, really tried to overcome my depression and get to a place of having great brain health. I used to just feel like I was a blob floating in space. And I'm just like, I don't know who I am. I don't know where I belong anymore, right? And that's a big thing too. And to be honest with you, this is a big reason why so many of us don't change, because change requires us to break apart our identities, which forces us to question things in our life, which then really brings awareness to our tribe, the people we spend time with, and the people that we feel like we really belong with. And it makes us question all of that. And biologically, right, we're tribal beings. We need a tribe. We need a community. All humans crave that. And if working on your brain health and mental health means that you're now going to question your community, you're going to question if you belong, whoa, too scary. Let's take a step back and let's just be stuck in our old identities. So be careful of that, because this is how self-sabotage shows up. And here's the thing too, right, is if you give yourself the opportunity to go through this in-between period to get to the other side, you get to this beautiful place of attracting incredible and amazing people in your life who actually resonate with the woman that you're aspiring to be. And it's not to say you can't bring a lot of those people along for the ride. I'm not saying go cut everybody out of your life and burn bridges, but don't let that be the reason that holds you back from stepping into who you've always dreamed of becoming, because that's sad. It is sad, right? If you stick through this period of loneliness, loss, and confusion, there is so much beauty waiting for you on the other side. And I am saying that from experience. I have been through those lost, confusing phases. And, every time I try to up-level myself, I experience that phase, right? Because through growth, every time you want to grow, you break apart an identity, build a new one. You break apart an identity, you build a new one. And there's always that in-between process until you actually fully are able to embody this new identity of who you're actually trying to be. I wanted to state again, it is so normal, girl. It's so normal. This period, you might cry more than you've ever cried. You might yell and scream more than you've ever yelled and screamed. And you might even notice yourself sometimes even going back to those old patterns, right, that you don't like, that you did. And that's okay. That's all a process. That's a part of this in-between phase of letting go of the old identity and embodying a new one. So I want to normalize this for you. You are growing. You are growing. You are changing. And you should be so damn proud of yourself for putting in this effort to grow and to change. And I want to empower you to continue persevering, continue pushing through, because there is a beautiful version of you, not that you are beautiful right now, is waiting for you on the other side. And during this period, so embrace it, question everything, and change the stuff that isn't working, and change the stuff in a way that aligns with the new identity of the woman that you're becoming. If you're in this phase and if you really want help and support, I love supporting women and helping them really step into their self-worth and achieve their peak potential by healing their brain. Use the link in the show notes to book a free brain health assessment with me, and let's chat about what support looks like for you. And in the meantime, remember, there is nothing wrong with you. You're just going through a period of uncomfortable change and growth, and keep pushing through it.